So here we go downstairs. I don't have room for a garage, so I have to keep my machinery down here in the storage unit. That piece of wood right there is probably going to end up being cut all to pieces once I get it. But as you can see, I'm down underneath in the storage unit. Pitch black. Turn on the lights and here we are. This is my little room, my drill press for drilling holes, and here's my 540 or my CRP 2448 machine. This little table on the end here is a piece of wood I just clamped on for a temporary mount, and here's all of my wiring. As you can see, I have considerably more wiring than most people. What I wanted to show you here is this Z-axis proximity 0 switch. Right now I've got it set really high. Normally it would be set down here somewhere. And as long as it doesn't impact anything out here, I can set it as low as I want. And this is for automatically zeroing the router bit to a fixed height when I first turn the machine on. Underneath here, you can see the white cord there. Underneath that white cord, you can see one of the LED strips. I've got 5 of them that will be mounted underneath here. There's the clips here for them, for the rest of them, and I got some more clips. Those are wired up through the chassis, through the G540 chassis to an SSR that will turn them on when I enable when the router comes on. That will turn on by itself. This is my touch probe. It's also this is a touch probe and a zero plate. There's a hole in the bottom. And in here is a stud that mounts into the collet, and then there's a round probe right here. Inside this bag is the little round probe and this piece here screws off and the round probe goes in there, and then I've got this piece sits up on here, and then it'll follow an item for pickup. This is my dust shoe, and once this is installed up here, I will probably mount the camera somewhere on this dust shoe looking through the plastic there. I have 2 different cameras. One of them is a regular webcam. This will probably mount on here or up here or somewhere, or like this, and just look through the dust shoe down at the, whoops, I'm not showing it to you, am I? This will just clamp onto the router mount so I can see the cutting. And then additionally, I have another cam that mounts in the collet, and this, once it's set up and you zero the crosshairs, can be used for 3D video scanning. Right down here is my current breakout. This is a little box I made to mount the chassis. This of course goes up to a plug. This goes up to the routers. This comes off of the PID for the speed control, and then motor cables, and I'm using right down here you can see this is the power supply for the proximity switches that just comes up and breakout. I'm going to be replacing this with a box. I bought a metal box, a junction box with a screw cover on it that I'll put on here underneath to mount these breakout bars, so I don't have to have them sitting there And I got to remember to put the brushes back on here so I don't get dust and dirt. I've seen so many people running their machines with dust and dirt running down through those bearings, and I don't think that's very conducive to accurate cuts. And I do believe there's sufficient space in here to mount that camera. This is going to be a nice little gadget. Now, underneath here is the vac, and over there is the dust separator. You can see the hose on the top there. That hose with an adapter goes right onto the dust shoe. Actually, I have a 10-foot long piece of 4-inch hose that will connect to it. And then inside the chassis, there's a plug on the back of the chassis that's driven by an internal SSR. So I can switch it. Right now it's just going to be driving these lights. But later on I will go in here and take that switch out so that when I start the motor, the router motor, it'll switch on the vacuum through the SSR, and so it'll turn on both the lights and the vacuum. And that's my basic machine setup. I'm not sure where to put the stickers. I guess I'll wait and see how big they are. As you can see, I don't have a whole lot of room here, just barely enough room to get the job done. And I'll have to get me a new spoil board and peck some holes in it and mount it down here. But here is the place that I've been spending a lot of my time. This is my, I keep doing that, this is my speed control for the router, fully ready for the PID and all set up. These little proximity switches I think work better for what I'm doing than the ones I got from router parts. I think they're a better fit for this, and this bolt just comes loose, and of course I can slide it up and down and set it anywhere, and that way I can have a zero height fixed when I first turn on the machine. So I can have some idea where it is in relation to the spoil board when I first turn the machine on. Well, that's the end of the tour for now. Oh, let's not forget my little drill press. This, of course, I need to drill holes in material and sanding disc and a place to keep all my stuff, and for cutting holes in the spoil boards and in pieces of material. And that's it.